My inspiration and my motivation, I can say, to produce my work is basically my interest that I have had always with the power dynamics in society. I am originally from Venezuela, and I grew up in a very unequal society, you know. So since I was very young, I was very curious and interested in exploring and critiquing basically issues that I found injustice and that affect me particularly, especially, you know, issues like gender violence, homophobia. Growing up as a gay man in the 80s in Venezuela, it was difficult. And so I kind of like, I've been very interested in that type of um, denouncing, I suppose, you know, the inequalities that I see in society. My work, to be honest with you, is an intersectional of so many things, you know. Is very difficult sometimes to talk about my work. Throughout this year, I've been exploring, as I said, issues that have to do with gender violence, but then I noticed that there is a lot of problems with, you know, the problems of post-colonialism, you know, especially in countries of Latin America. And again, I'm very interested in the Latin American region. And now living in the US, I see, you know, how I guess the impact of the Latin American immigrants in Houston is very, very important, you know. So I found like a fascinating the diversity that I found in Houston and how that have enriched my work. You know, just not to see issues from the Venezuelan lens, but more from the whole of Latin America, but also the whole world, seeing that there is the same issues or problems in countries in Africa and other regions of the world. And again, you know, that it has enhance, I guess, my experience in the way how I see the world and life in general. So that is being very has been very has enriched my work greatly, really. You know, my experience living here in Houston. Yeah, my work is how has always been attractive to you know, I guess aspect of ornaments and color. And I found that is a very good vehicle or strategy that I can use to bring the attention of the viewer and and then by creating all this imagery that I produce, um, I think the subject matter will reveal, you know, to the person when they don't expect to see sometime harsh imagery, you know, in the work, when they expect to see something more decorative and happy and celebratory in a way. Um, so so yeah, that is kind of like two elements that I play with always with my work. And I suppose as well there is a lot of interest or sources of inspiration I find in objects like piñatas and imagery in the children illustration and folk art and um, pop culture in general, you know. So I find the visual elements in these all these expressions very important to feed my artwork, you know, my art practice. Yes, I suppose the concept will determine the material. Um, I like to explore different mediums when I producing like a body of work. I suppose the intention is um, the intention is to tell the stories, you know, that I wanted to tell from different angles. So painting sometimes is not enough. So I use ceramics or piñatas. So I don't know, mops or, you know, dresses, whatever I feel is important to tell my story. So it's a decision that is going in the making, in the process. You know, I start with this idea of tell something or research about a specific subject or theme, and then as the idea start growing, I start like seeing, you know, that I could use a specific type of materials or mediums. So that's the way. That's my approach, basically. I produce the work more like negotiating with myself as an artist, and I'm gonna start creating all these universe of imagery, and my intention, I suppose, when I'm doing my work is a process that is being informed in the practice, in the making of doing my work. So I guess when people get engaged with my work, they help me to understand exactly, even exactly what is going on in that work, in that painting, in that installation. So um, my intention basically is just to denounce these type of injustices that I found in in my life, or in, you know, in my reality, and 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 see what is the and see if I can mirror probably the same feelings of the people. You know, sometimes people feel the same. People feel anxious. People feel discouraged. People feel horror, in horror, and there is some type of connection when people see my work. You know, and so we can communicate about these type of stories. People can just feel like the same kind of feeling. There is some kind of similarities in same. Uh, I found that there is a lot of common interest, common uh, um, anguish about the same issues. You know, so I feel like there is a lot of people that are having the same emotions or the same feelings about certain subjects. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm not the same, I'm not the only one, you know, thinking about this. So there is a lot of commonalities, if you know what I mean. So that's fantastic, yeah. But initially, I must say that I do the work just to please myself with my curiosity, you know, and as I said, the process of doing the work inform the work.